So this is everything that was in that basket that I harvested. So here's an up close look at everything. So now it's time for me to process all of these. And what I'm gonna do is I am going to possibly freeze some. So I'll have some fresh that I could use out of the freezer. But the rest of them, I am definitely going to dehydrate. So I'm getting my dehydrator ready for that. Hey everybody, welcome to Saving Greens Homestead. My name is Keisha. And if this is your first time watching one of my videos, I welcome you. Today I'm going to give you a full tour of my front yard garden. There's a lot of things that I need to harvest out of this garden, and so while I'm harvesting that, you will be watching the tour part of this video. Once you finish watching the tour, I will be back to show you what all I harvested out of this garden in the front yard. Without further ado, let's roll the clip. Well, basically, this is what people who attended the garden tour over the weekend saw when they approached my front yard. With the exception of the weeds in the walkway here and the water hose. I was out here weeding yesterday and planting some stuff in these beds here, and so I had left the weeds out right here. This was all clear, and the water hose was put away. Oh, I wanted to show you guys. Here's that volunteer, whatever it is. I don't think I'll ever know what exactly it is. I'm thinking it's some kind of melon, but I'm leaving it. I don't think it's gonna produce anything because we're like 3 weeks out from our first frost, and so already last night was really cold. But I just wanted to give you a look at everything that I have growing out here. This whole bed is starting to fill in nicely with these gazanias, and that's what I wanted to do. I want it to eventually be only gazanias growing in this flower bed next to the walkway here. But for now, until they fill in completely, I am gonna just continue to plant stuff in here. Last night was really windy, and so there's trash that you'll see in this bed and around in my yard. We have this pink chard still is doing good. I just love this ornamental grass. I love the color and everything about it. It's so pretty. Look at this one, has even more of those little fuzzy things coming off of it. I'm gonna have to put some more soil in here and buy some more flowers to put around in here. I planted seeds, but they didn't really turn out and grow that well. Look at the color on this one. I love it. And then the yellow chard. I still have a lot of weeding to do on this side so that I can plant in it. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I'm working on it. This one is the white chard. And then along the sides where I've already weeded, I planted different colors of beets. So I have sugar beets, which are white beets. I have golden beets, and I have red beets. 3 different varieties of red beets growing that I'll be growing in here. And then I want to show you guys over here. These sorghum are ready to come out. They've been ready. They're past ready. I just left them in there for the tour because I didn't want to leave this bed empty. But these are so tall. Cut them down, harvest them, and give them to my chickens, for my chickens to eat. And then this ice plant is doing really, really good. It's filling in this bed, and that's all from one little branch that I put in there. That's working its way to this side, so I'm happy. I think these are just so pretty. And this tree, my plum, is doing pretty good too. Now my iris bed needs work. I gotta get all these grasses pulled out of here. But for now, those are irises that are under all that grass. Let's see, back over here, I have, I don't know what these flowers are called, the succulent, but my neighbor gave it to me. And it's been filling in this space pretty good. And it's keeping my pineapple plant alive in there, because it helps shield it from the sun, and hopefully it helps shield it from the cold. And then these are some kind of lilies that were dormant in there, and after I started watering, they started growing again. I don't know which color they are. It's gonna be interesting to see what color they are. And over here, you guys, I don't know. I haven't really been out here doing a lot to keep these trees, like this palm tree and this mulberry tree, alive. This oleander, it just died and it's done. The only thing that's surviving are the cactus and like this aloe vera. These buckets back here had those carrots. I'm gonna empty those and put some more stuff in there, grow some more things in there. I just don't know what yet. More succulents and cacti. And then basically I have my dragon fruit plant here that is loving this space right here. I don't think he's gonna do very good when the cold hits, so I'm gonna have to figure something out, a way of covering him up or whatever, but he seems to be pretty happy and thriving right here. So, then I have some cuttings. All my other cuttings died because I wasn't taking care of them. I didn't take care of them at all. The only ones that survived are the dragon fruit cuttings, and those I'm gonna be giving away to friends. So that is everything that's right here at my front door. In this bed I have some irises and beans that I planted here. As you can see, that bean sprouted there, and there's another bean. There's some all through here. I gotta harvest this basil and cut it back. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut all the flowers off and dry them out and use them for tea. This is that lettuce. I was hoping that the seeds would scatter, and that's why I let it flower here. I was hoping that the seeds would scatter and that it would reseed itself. So hopefully it has done the job. And then I left this cilantro in here for the same reason, so that it could reseed itself. But there's more bean plants here. This one's a dahlia that kind of died off because of the heat, and now it's it'll probably die off again when the frost hits, but at least I know it's still alive and thriving. I have to harvest this roselle. Look how pretty. This is the roselle hibiscus, also known as Jamaican sorrel also known as Jamaica, also known in Florida as the Florida cranberry. And there's a lot for me to harvest off of here. So I'm gonna get these harvested. And then I'll make some juice and some teas and stuff with them. Because once the frost hit, it'll start dying back. I got beans here. And then I have some volunteer radishes from my monster radishes that I had planted here. So that's kind of nice. There's still some seeds laying around down here. So there's the potential for more volunteers. But I'm happy those took. And then I have peas that I planted here so that they can go up this trellis. Over here, this is that sugar cane that I planted here. And it was doing okay, but then it got better once I turned on the automatic sprinklers. It got really good, so I know what to do, what it likes now. It likes a lot of water, consistent water, so when I plant more along here, which I do plan on doing so that there's a hedge of sugarcane, then I know how to better care for them. He was the test subject there because I've never grown sugarcane before. And then these zinnias are just doing well. They're pretty. Then this watermelon. This one I checked, it's not ready yet. But he's getting big. And there's some other ones in there as well. There's that one. Oh, there's a big one. Another big one right here. I don't know if you guys can see him. Let me see. Right in there. He's big. I didn't even know he was in there, and he's huge. He's bigger than this one. So he might be ready before this one gets done. I'm trying to see if I see any more. I don't see any more. But doesn't mean that there aren't any. They are very good hiders. Just like cucumbers. They're very good hiders. There's one that is barely starting there. There's none in this one. I don't see any, at least. Oh wait, you know what? I do see. There's a couple of them up there. There's another little one over here too. Same size. There's a whole bunch of little ones on here, but there's no big ones, so I don't think I'm gonna get any off of this watermelon plant because they're all too little for it to produce anything now. We just don't have enough time for it. So that's unfortunate. I don't even know what one that one is. What variety that one is. There's a flower. I don't even know. I'm guessing this is a marigold. And then we have more watermelon right here. And this one is done. It's done. It's little tendril there is dried up. So he's ready. He sounds ready too. He sounds ready. I don't know what variety this one is either. I'm gonna have to go back and check so I can let you guys know. I don't see any more growing on this one either. But like I said before, that doesn't mean anything because they could be hiding in here anywhere. And I just don't see them. And moving on to this volunteer zinnia. He's doing good. He's putting on other flower heads here soon. More watermelon. This one is not doing so good. I don't think it's gonna amount to anything because he's really small still. You can tell that it's the end of the season for the watermelons, these ones, because they're starting to get powdery mildew and disease. There's that one. He's not ready yet though, because his tendril here is still good. You can see my fingers as I'm touching it. It's still really good, so he is not ready. But this one over here, his little tendril right here is dried. He sounds ready, so I'll be taking him inside too. I don't know what variety he is either. Like I said, I'm gonna have to look him up and see. But this volunteer sunflower looks like it's starting to put on a head, which is good because it's gonna bloom hopefully before the frost hits. And I'll get to see one last sunflower for the season. And he's a volunteer. So going over here to my roundabout, I don't know what happened this year with my melons. I am not having a good melon season. I mean, there's a lot of melons on these vines that I can see. There's one in here, but they're not big. They're not big at all. They're like maybe softball size. So I'm not having that good of a time with these. There's a lot of them. But a lot of the seeds that I planted, the melons and cantaloupes that I planted in here, a lot of the seeds just didn't germinate. Not like how they did last year. Last year, they grew very well. And this whole bed was full of melons, and they cascaded off the vines cascaded off the sides, and it just looked beautiful. I have my strawberries. A few of my strawberries didn't make it through summer, but for the most part, the majority of them did. And these are actually putting on some strawberries. See this melon vine here, and the one next to it died. And I don't know why they died, but they died. And so, yeah, I'm not gonna be getting a lot of melons. I'm gonna end up pulling all this out eventually and then planting lettuce in here again. And then this tree, I don't know what to think of this tree. It has this sucker growing out of the bottom of it here. And I think that's the only thing that's keeping it alive, because it just dried up. All the leaves and stuff died on it and withered. And so I don't even know if this tree is gonna survive. I'm hoping that it does. But it's pretty, yeah, it's pretty, like, there's no, it's crispy. I don't know. I'm gonna let him stay for a little longer and see if during the springtime he doesn't come to life, then I'm gonna have to remove him and buy another tree to put in there, which I'm not looking forward to because I have all those tulip bulbs and ranunculus bulbs in here. I'd have to dig all of them out and then replace the tree and then put the bulbs back in. So I'm not looking forward to that. But anyways, that concludes the tour. I mean, I don't have a lot. I have a good amount of stuff growing out here, but not a whole lot. So there's not that much to really talk about up here. Okay, so this is what I'm left with. This watermelon here, well, 2 watermelons. The calyxes from the roselle that I'm gonna dehydrate, and the flowers from the basil that I'm gonna dehydrate for tea. You can already hear that my dehydrator is at work here with the yesterday's harvest of the tomatoes. And I still got quite a bit left over here that I need to dehydrate. So I got a lot of work cut out for me. But I'm gonna get it all done. So I guess this is gonna do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you in the next one. And as always, God bless.